A winter night over North Carolina. A B-52 Stratofortress tears itself apart in the sky, shedding fuel into the dark. Below, a sleeping patchwork of tobacco fields. Above, two thermonuclear weapons. At 0030, somewhere near Faro, the first bomb plunges with a parachute and begins doing exactly what it was built to do. Arming. Timers spin. Batteries warm. Circuits tick forward like footsteps down a hallway with one locked door at the end. That door is a low-voltage switch. This is the story of how one fragile piece of engineering stood between the American East Coast and catastrophe. The mission was routine for the early Cold War. Continuous airborne alert. More hours in the air meant more stress on aging airframes. On the night of January 23rd to 24th, 1961, the B-52 over Goldsboro started losing fuel fast. Structural failure followed. The bomber broke. The crew bailed out, and two Mark 39 hydrogen bombs separated from the aircraft. One fell hard into a muddy field, breaking apart on impact. The other descended under a parachute, slow enough to complete multiple steps of its combat sequence. Think about that. An accident that looked, to the machine, like a real delivery. When recovery teams arrived, they found something chilling. On the parachute bomb, the safe arse selector was discovered in the arm. Nearly everything had lined up. What didn't line up, what saved the coast, was a single low-voltage switch that never closed. Years later, Parker F. Jones of Sandia National Laboratories wrote a blunt classified memo. A simple low-voltage switch prevented a major catastrophe. He titled it the way only an engineer with a sense of dread could. Goldsboro Revisited, or How I Learned to Mistrust the H-Bomb. The numbers matter. Each Mark 39 had a designed yield in the megaton range. Not the mythic 24 megatons, sometimes repeated, but roughly 3.8 megatons. Still enough on soft coastal soil and with prevailing winds to erase towns and poison downwind cities. In the physics of fear, quibbling over the exact number is missing the point. The human story is as stark as the technical one. Lieutenant Adam C. Maddox escaped through the B-52's top hatch, a near impossible maneuver, and lived to tell it. Farmers woke to soldiers waist deep in black mud, pumping water, handling a weapon whose wiring diagram read like a prayer. Searchers worked by floodlight. The ground sucked at their boots. They recovered one bomb mostly intact. The other, parts were found, parts were not. Engineers mapped the likely burial of a major component, the secondary stage of the weapon, deep beneath a field. In 1962, the government purchased a permanent easement on that land. No digging below 5 feet. The message was clear without saying the word nuclear. Is the groundwater safe? Became the only question that mattered to people who lived there. Decades of tests by North Carolina's agencies say yes. No contamination has reached the aquifer. The earth keeps its secret. And for once, that might be mercy. Goldsboro forced changes. A modification known as Alt 197 meant to prevent battery charging when a weapon was in safe had not yet been applied to the bombs that fell that night. Afterward, weapons in the same family were redlined, pulled from service until fixes were installed. Layers of safety, once thought robust, were reviewed with fresh, frightened eyes. Engineers like Jones hate the idea of hero parts. Systems are supposed to be safe by design, not by luck. Yet in January 1961, luck wore the face of a tiny switch and the thin line of a circuit that didn't complete. Stand today by the historical marker near Faro, and the scene seems ordinary. Flat fields, straight roads, winter air that smells like wood smoke. But beneath one plot of land, deeper than any farmer's plow, sleeps the remainder of a machine designed to turn cities into weather. The lesson of Goldsboro is not panic, it's humility. Complex systems fail in complex ways. People make good decisions under impossible pressure. People also trust checklists that were never tested by a falling bomb and a parachute. On a quiet night in North Carolina, a nation learned how thin the margin can be between routine and ruin. A bomber broke, 2 weapons fell, and a single switch, unglamorous, uncelebrated, kept the map of the East Coast from being redrawn. Goldsboro didn't become a crater on January 24th, 1961. It became a warning label, and warnings, when we listen, can save entire coastlines. One switch saved a coast. Countless moments like this shaped our world, and most were never told. Subscribe to Untold Atlas and uncover the stories history almost buried.